to the group. That's pretty strange.
Yeah.
Oh, Reshma is joining here too. That's good. Yeah. Going to let her in here. Let's see if she's coming live. Yeah, there she is. Hi, Reshma. You are still muted. There you are.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm so happy to be here. How's everyone?
Good. Good. Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just trying to share this this live in the group of Gathering of Light. So you will have my full attention in just a second. Oh, now you got it. Lovely to see you again, Reshma. It's been such a long time since I had any contact with you. Like,
I know.
December. Oh, we didn't go live there in December. Oh my God, that's a long time.
It is. It is. I've just been on a roller coaster, a roller coaster ride of life.
Really?
Yes, yes. Many things, so many things, and learning, and realizing, and there was time to just stay within. And then I went on a vacation. I went on a cruise, and it's like you couldn't have any internet access unless you paid for it. And just being 1 week without the internet and access to social media or anything, I was like, I'm done. I don't even care to like go on and like check all these things anymore. It was so refreshing. And
so you went on a
like,
detox, Wi-Fi
yes.
detox.
Yes. And it felt so good. And it made me realize, what like social media could really, really do to your brain and your time. Now I go and I do what I have to do. I really do what I have to do, and I get out. Yeah.
Well, that's lovely, because I think that you are going to contribute a lot to this topic today. And last time we went together, Cody and I, we were talking a bit about these old paradigms dissolving, etc. And I also chatted with Alexandra about this, and I've been talking to Jenna about this a bit. And Cody and I was talking about going live today, talking about old paradigms dissolving, walls crumbling down, and have a discussion about what's happening. And your vacation of detoxing from the Wi-Fi or internet is definitely a part of this dissolving program that is taking place. So that is the topic for today.
Yes.
So are you ready to have this chat? And before we start talking, I just want to say to the members of New Earth community that you also are more than welcome to join in here. So, but Reshma and Cody, walls are crumbling down. How would you describe the times that you are in right now? And if I should give you one phrase more, is there are so many saying that we are in the midst of the shift, we are in the ascension process, and then we doesn't continue with the feelings about what's actually happening out there or how we are perceiving the reality. So how will you describe this ascension process taking place right now?
Do you want me to go first or?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So walls come crumbling down. That's a multifold of walls. Your own self walls that you've put up that you don't even know that you've put up. Um, uh, I mean, this is a big thing, religious breakdown, like people who are really religious, they're finding things, about their religion, and there's more to it, and so much information out there that, so many walls are crumbling down, like the government. I really don't watch the news. I don't know what's happening around the world, like with every government and the war or something that's happening out there. I don't really know everything, but I know a lot is happening and a lot is coming to the consciousness of many who were asleep or just kind of awake, or on the cusp of spiritual awakening, things like that. And the ascension is always happening. Like, that's how I see ascension is 24/7, 365 within the spiritual, within the body, within our cell, to the most microscopic to the most macroscopic look of it. Ascension is constantly happening, and it's just our awareness of the process. People are experiencing issues with their body, and doctors can't find reason. That is ascension, and they just don't know, right? So it's always happening. And what I've been actually going through the past couple of weeks is how am I dealing with that reality that's playing out there, the reality of the world that I used to live in. So how I put myself to understand it and explain it is that the old reality, the 3D, controlled matrix reality, it is of a lower consciousness, a lower density, a lower dimension, right? And we are, those of us who are ascended, consciously knowing and aware of our spirituality, and we know the truth, or we know who ourself more, and we're understanding of ascension. We see that reality that still exists, because there are still, I believe, what is it, like 60% of the population is still asleep, and they're still creating that reality. We have to wake up to the fact that we are free, we are sovereign, and we have full responsibility. We have to take responsibility for our life, for our body, for our reality. We are not used to that. And also removing ourselves from judgment of ourselves, judgment of others, and having that good versus evil and all of that. That's the lower, that's the old paradigm, right? And so I feel like that breakdown, a lot of us are in the middle of living with the knowledge and the knowing, but still we still have those remnants, those little feelings and inklings. Like, if we didn't do our shadow work, if we didn't do our healings, our self-growth, if we're not doing that, and if we're not increasing our self-love, self-awareness. If we're not doing that, like it's gonna be really hard, a real hard disconnect from the old paradigm. It's not gonna be easy, you know, it's not gonna be like, I get it. You can't get it unless you go through the shadow work, unless you go through the healing, unless you like really come into your true understanding of yourself. And everyone has to love themselves enough to be like, I'm okay, everything's fine, I'm just going through it, and I'm not at the 100% knowing, but I'm getting there. Like you can't like be mad at yourself for still having like a breakdown of like anger, and being mad at somebody that did something wrong to you, so it's 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 a lot, but yeah.
It's a lot, but you're, oh, definitely. I love the way how you put it all together there. So I think we can close the chat now because you have already said everything. No,
All
I'm just
done,
kidding.
finished.
Yeah. You see, for the first time in my life, I actually wrote down things that I wanted to talk about, and and yeah, I've been checking it off the list here. But definitely, I'm just going to drop back on how I love the way you describe it, because there are so many truths within that. And I think that a lot of people are caught in the middle of everything, not quite understanding of why things are happening, because we are talking about ascension and we have this vision of a glorified outcoming, and people are feeling pretty messed up, and they are ending up in conversations, in discussions, in arguments, and there are splits within the community, within their societies, in family structures, and at work, and somewhere down the road we did know there was going to be a bumpy road, this ascension process, but in the same time we were expecting it to be, love and light, and and there isn't love and light everywhere for the moment, even though it's important to have this knowledge of that this is a process that we are going through. So that is, I think, that why people are feeling like they are in this time where things aren't the very, very best is probably because they are revaluing their own beliefs, their own ethics, their own moral compass are showing them in one direction, and then they are still confronting the old paradigms, the old structures of the foundation of society that still are very solid and anchored into a, can I say, lower density, because there is a thick structure there who aren't willing to change. But you see, I was going to say that there's a lot of distractions coming around, and I have to right here, and I'm going to dissolve them. I'm going to put them out in another room. Cody, do you have anything you want to add to this while I'm putting the cat outside?
Yeah, sure. Yes. Yeah. I was going to talk a little bit more about the like unseen walls that are crumbling down as well. The how during like October and into like December and stuff like that, there's the saying that like the veil is thinning, so you're getting closer and closer to spirit or into that other dimensional side of life. And I think now it's like that thinning of the veil is almost a constant, There might be some fluctuations, but it's not as it used to be, as there is this constant cycle of when you can be more connected with spirit and not, so to speak. And so now it's much more, and there's much more availability to the unseen world because those veils are crumbling down. Just the other day, my cousin, she's like my roommate, and so she's here. But her grandpa just died, and she got a couple of his things, and one of them was this blanket that was made. Like I think either the grandma or the grandpa made it, but basically he died in that blanket, and she was like, I want that blanket cleansed and stuff like that because she doesn't know if his energy is still attached. So when I went to go and cleanse it, it was so thick with his energy that it's like the spirit is much more condensed into reality now. It's much more vivid, if you will. And so, just having to cleanse his energy off of that, so it's more clean and fresh for her, so to speak. I could just tell I didn't know him at all, but just tapping into his energy, it was much more intense than what I've previously had experience with that connection of the other side, if you will. There's a lot of those walls crumbling down, which also make it easier for manifestation, either positive or negative. You're constantly manifesting, constantly creating, and therefore that thinning of that type of veil, that type of wall, makes it much more like reactive with your reality. So people are much more involved with their actual reality rather than, like you said, some matrix, something that's kind of doing it for you, if you will, some type of programming that you kind of just sit in the background. You somewhat have some way in it, but now it's much more on you to do it. It's what for your responsibility to create the reality that you want to live.
Yeah, you can probably say that we are getting a upgrade. We are being upgraded right now consciously, and this awareness is not matchable to the old structure, the old paradigms. So when we are out there, we will probably be questioning the authority. I will call it authority because the authority could be everything that are holding on to the old structure, the old paradigm on how things should be. And usually we find that old structure within our work, in these leadership places, and there is no room for the employers to express themselves and to put in some new side. So the new is colliding with the old, and in between there is this human being, this human avatar, the spiritual being trying to understand what's actually going on this level. And I saw that Jenna is with us on the comment field here. So hi Jenna, welcome. So, and I'm just going to read what she's written here because I forgot to turn the comment on before. She says, I know this is true. My own family is awakening at an alarming rate. The same folks who called me crazy 7 years ago are entering this new paradigm of understanding what it means to be human at this time on planet Earth. Oh, yes. She also say, totally coded, telepathic downloads and communications are becoming far more common for way more people. The walls coming down are increasing the feeling of vulnerability for so many that haven't put the time and energy into that shadow work Reshma was referring to. Definitely. So how do people navigate? Because I also have this, I'm going to put my notes away because we are not following them anyway. So when we are in this shadow work, I had this thought like when Cody and I was on last time, that this you can do shadow work, and and we are probably, hopefully everybody has done their shadow work, and we are still healing the past, but somewhere down the line we need to move on, because when you have healed your lineage way back, and the traumas that have happened, you have some healing, you have to make peace within your mind, because as long as you hold on to that thought of victimhood, the thought of what's happened, and the negativity attached to what has happened, you aren't moving forward. So that is also contributing to manifesting, holding on to the old paradigms. How do you see it?
Well, being in the healing world and experiencing not only healing myself but other people, and also going through like the old paradigm and new paradigm talk, and walls crumbling down, we can say that it isn't that simple. I wish it was simple. I wish it was one and done, right? I keep saying that every time I talk with my clients. I wish it was one and done. But what I am realizing is we've got 3 major timelines of healing. Of course, there are others, but 3 major. We have the Lemurian timeline, the Atlantean timeline, and Egyptian timeline. Those 3, and also to add to that, I'm going to talk about the Magdalene timeline, because that's the major wound for all of us women, and any healer that's carrying the Magdalene in their soul spirit complex, their DNA. Those 4, I'm going to say 4 timelines are filled with a multitude. Some people could have had more than one lifetime in those timelines, and haven't healed from those timelines. They are coming forward now. And in this now moment, all of these timelines are existing in the field of the human that's knocking like this. So the karma plays here. So like the person that you had the Egyptian timeline feud with, that is looking for redemption or whatever, they're going to come into your life now. It's happening. I've seen it happen with many people. The Atlantean timeline, the Lemurian timeline, we're meeting people from that timeline that we knew in our now moment. And sometimes there's a problem, like a problem happens, like, I don't like her, I don't like him, why are they treating me this way? You know, we're in the spiritual community, but we're having problems with the spiritual community. That's because of these timelines that are not being healed. So they're coming to you for you to recognize you have karma with this person in some timeline, and you've got to heal. Both parties have to heal. And whether both parties are aware, or more than one party, if they're aware, and you can have this open conversation with them, like, look, let's go into the records, let's find out, what is this that we have going on, and let's heal it. Whether you can do that, great. If not, then it's just a one-sided healing with yourself, with the other party. And then you'll find that once you do it, it's healed. But then if you haven't learned the lesson, then the lesson might come up again.
It will come back and bite you.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, it's so sad, but like, for instance, I have the lesson of speaking up for myself. So I recently went through I didn't speak up for myself, like on the cruise, because there were so many women. And I'm always the one that I'm used to just hanging back and letting everyone else, have your way. I'm fine. I'm cool with whatever. But I didn't end up having like the best trip because I didn't speak up for myself and say, hey, I want to stay here. You guys say anything, I want to stay here, So I had to go through that lesson of speaking up for myself. I have the power. I've been empowered. Why aren't I using it? So let's look back and see, why couldn't you be in happy mode the whole time? So it's definitely something. I can honestly say, I don't know how long it's going to take someone to actually complete their shadow work and be like, everything's done and all the lessons are clear. And, it might take a while, especially now with all these timelines at play, just everything wants to be healed right now because we're building New Earth and we want to rebuild New Earth on such a wonderful foundation of complete unity and compassion for one another and unconditional love for one another. Truly, completely, we do not want to mess up this New Earth, right? We want to do it right. We don't want to have to come back and do this all over again. Like, this is it for me.
No, do it again. I don't think we are coming back because this is the time, and I think we are, like ordered into this process of working through the healing and the shadow work, whether you like it or not. It's just how you are aware of what's going on or not. And the more awareness that you have, the more you reflect upon the things. Like, I love the way that you just described how you reflected upon yourself, with these women around you talking, and you wanted to be a bit aside. The feeling of reflecting upon it is a form of healing, and it's bringing you into a new experience. And I think that is the key to all this healing that we are making for the past and that we are sending back in time. It's not to get stuck there, but to reflect upon how can I move forward, because that is what we are going. Ascension process is a process. It's a motion, and in the motion we need to follow, because if you're holding back, you will just repeat the same thing over and over and over again. So the key thing, I believe, is to know how to revalue the things that are happening to us and use that in the process of moving forward. I could be wrong, but yeah. Let's hear what Cody have to say about this.
Yeah, while you guys were talking, I was picking up on stuff and having like really complex thoughts, if you will. So I can't really explain too much of it because it has to do with a lot of like soul entering Earth and why we're not actually going to come back, because we're like stepping stones to allow new souls to come in to experience something else, and this whole thing. But
yeah, well, please just share your knowledge with us.
Yes, yeah. But I was also going to just kind of say that the whole healing process and that the walls coming down, this whole thing takes a long time, but it's kind of like aging. It's just like time, to where it's like it feels like forever in the moment, going, and then eventually you look back and you're like, wow, a lot has changed. Yeah, and so it's kind of that realization that like, well, even though it seems like it's been forever, there has been actual change happening here, and therefore you kind of feel better about the situation, um, but also it kind of brought back this this quote, I guess it's quote type of thing, but knowledge of like Zen, towards how long shadow work will take to heal. And it's like some people will take 30 years, some people will take 3 seconds. It's
Mm.
kind of very individualized with how their process is to deal with it. Some people need that long periods of time to deal with it because it makes it more meaningful for them, makes it seem more important, I guess. And other people just done, and I guess it's not a big deal for them. I guess it's they might not have as much work, if you will, and other stuff like that. So yeah, it's very individualized with the person, but all of this individual work leads up to the collective of you know having this race we call humans expand into a place that we right now will not understand and can't understand.
But we are slowly
Mhm.
closing in on some sort of understanding. We know that we are changing. We are aware that something is actually happening on both a micro and macro level. And that is why I think it's so interesting. So I would like to drop back to what you said, Reshma. So now that you have, I'm going to use you as an example because you just shared this information about your trip. So when we get caught up in this feeling of reflection of what's going on, how shall we proceed with that reflection? Because you acknowledge something that happened within you and you started to reflect upon it. And so what are we going to do with our reflection, like in your case, when we are feeling that we should speak up and we aren't feeling that empowered maybe to do that because we are still so shackled by the old paradigm, the old
Mhm.
foundation that we are living in?
Mm. Well, it all boils down to fear.
Yeah.
And it
Fear is
it
tricky.
yeah, I mean, the fear, it's coming from many, many, many lifetimes, but also this current lifetime that you're born and everything's all good, and then you grow up and they tell you to be quiet, you don't know anything, you don't talk, the adults are talking, you don't know what you're saying, you know what I mean, whatever these parents are telling the children. So it's a multitude of things, and it's a fear, um when you go down to the bottom of it. But when you reflect on things that you've gone through, it shouldn't be that you get into the emotions of it. If you do get emotions, it's because you haven't dealt with the emotions. I mean, I think I cried. I think I talked about it a lot when I was going through it and getting over it. I spoke to a lot of people about it. And I was like, I can't believe that, So I went through it. I expressed myself. And then I did a healing from my throat chakra and my solar plexus, and um also, always doing heart healings, and giving yourself more love. um I think just saying that right there meant a lot to me, giving yourself more love. um Having more love, man, if all children were growing up in a home where they're fully, fully loved by their parents, I mean, my God, what a difference it would make for that child. It all boils down to that love.
So,
Isn't
yes.
that crazy?
Yes. Well, we are all unconditional love, and therefore to be in that vibration is to be you. It's to be your true self. And so being your true self will open the gateways to so many other things that will make your life just bliss, you know.
Exactly. And it's just like, what advice could I give someone? Gosh, just love yourself.
So,
Isn't
yeah.
that what
Yeah. I always thought
we're
that
teaching?
like fear is the messenger kind of knocking at the door saying that there's a belief system or a definition that is not working with your current self. And so it's once you have that fear, you have to, it is that reflection right then. So it's like, oh, okay, what is the thing that is causing this fear? One, and what is the definition behind that? What is the belief system behind that that is causing me to be unbalanced right now? And so changing your definitions is kind of key to changing your reality because your reality gets built off of your definitions. And
Cody, you hit on something very interesting because just a couple of days ago, or yesterday, I think it was, I told some of my ladies that I talked to, my group, and I told them, this year was supposed to be so magical. And the first 4 months have been kind of cuckoo for me with their little itty bits of magic, right?
Mhm.
But it's been more cuckoo than magical. So I realized a lot. Like I really realized that my thought forms, my thought patterns are really important right now.
Nice.
I'm so glad you brought that up because it all comes down to how you perceive things, and with this revalue of things, revalue of thoughts, give you another perspective, and your connected mind and integrate that thought within your body, and you will soon become to live that truth, to live that thought. The thought will become the truth to live.
Mhm.
So may I pop in here with a comment? Jenna wrote, yes, what Reshma said, I'll add two. Another flavor frequency of fear is gaslighting. Gaslighting. Yeah. The way she verbalized happens to many of us as children. Revisiting these experiences and sharing love with not only our inner child, but also to our sleeping parents, authority figures, is a game changer. So, no one wants to respond?
Was there a question?
Maybe not.
I
I just got
kind of.
got stuck with this sleeping parents and authority figures is a game changer, because it is a game changer. I think that is also a topic to address, not
Yeah,
just because the game changer here is the authority figures and our parents. They are way past the childhood of being loved, as you expressed. So if we are putting in this effort of loving children when they are growing up, so how do we go further with the authority?
I understand it now. I understand what she's saying. Okay. So the new parents, that are awake will have that knowledge, and they will bring up those children, with their understanding and knowing that how they speak and, express themselves to their child and allow their child to express themselves and all that, they're empowering that child, and they're going to keep that child in the path of, let's say, awakeness, and their child hopefully won't go back to sleep when they go to school, or maybe they will have a better school system for the child, it's hard to say. It's so hard. I don't know a lot of awakened parents in my neighborhood, and where their children go. A lot of parents are like homeschooling, or there's like a special school where they live that they take their kids to, that won't put them into that controlled system. Authorities, it's going to change. The whole system is going to change, obviously, but the people that will be, guiding the countries and, the world, let's say, because it will be more connected. All of us, every country will be connected. They will all be awakened folk. They will be galactic. They will be, but that's down the line, but like for right now, it's going to be more of community. It's really your local community, like working locally, creating that community of awakened families, awakened, teachings and support. That's what we really need.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, the outside reality is a mirror or reflection of the inner vibration, your signature vibration that you're vibrating at. Your vibration attracts the parallel reality, because reality frame by frame by frame by frame, and so you attract the frame that you're going to live in by being the frequency first. And so to deal with the authority figures and all that type of stuff, you first need to be in the vibration of that everything is fine, like the vibration that there's already people in charge that are doing what's best for you and all the type of stuff, and that will move you to the reality that there actually is people in charge that are doing the best for you. Right now, it basically what I'm saying is it's really up to you. It's up to your vibration, your choice of what reality you want to be in. So be that vibration, and you will live in that life.
So what you're saying is actually that those people who right now are, let's say they are at working within a employment with authority, let's say the government. So, and you have people who doesn't have the authority, the authority title, or working up here and dictating how it should be. So as an employer, you have an idea, you have maybe a frustration about things that are not going as your moral compass is telling you that it should be. Then you have this, like inner battle between what you have found to be true and is in alignment with the new paradigms, the new higher time and the new earth concept of living and thinking. It's a vibration, as you said. So what we can say there is that everyone who is reflecting upon this confused time in their employments are at the right spot, because they are actually, they're not, I was about to say provoking the system, but they are actually questioning and paving the way for the new. As you said, Reshman, it's going to take some time before this is changing. So they are paving ways for the new generation to move in with another thinking, another vibration, another way of seeing it. Is that how you describe it?
Yeah, Cody, perfect. I mean, this is the truth, you're whatever you're vibing on and what your belief is on and what your thought process is on, that's the reality you're pulling towards yourself. and that's the reality you're going to see, right?
Mhm. Yes, very much.
So collectively, our awakened soul tribe, we're supposed to have the 144,000 star seeds, awakened masters here, helping our planet to go through the process of awakening and rebuild. And 144,000, I don't know the math. If I could do the math, I have no idea what it is out of 7 billion people. And I heard recently there's like 9 billion people on the planet.
Mhm.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
it's like this much compared to a
Mhm.
lot. 144,000, right? So the 144,000 is literally holding that reality together. And that's if they're following through on their spiritual path and they're not, struggling and, going back into the old paradigm, dipping back in the old, going on that vibrational path instead of staying on a higher vibrational path. So, I was sitting here and I was thinking while Cody was talking, like, how the heck do I live? Because honestly, I just I don't even care. Like, no, I don't want to say I don't care, but I feel like how I live is like the government and all that stuff is non-existent.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah.
weird, but because I don't like watch the news anymore or anything like that, it's like I don't I don't see it, and I don't, worry about it, or you know what I mean, question what they're doing or whatever. Um I don't know if that's right or wrong, but that's just how I've been for a long time. And I my whole thing is just to realize and help other people realize we are keeping that reality there,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
So, what I've done to reach like kind of awakened souls still sleeping, you know, I every once in a while put a post out there, turn the TV off. Stop watching the news. Stop getting involved in, these things that are just energy stealers and keeping you in a confrontational mind frame, and the divide that works in that realm where it's like you're a Democrat or a Republican or a whatever, like I really just want
Mhm.
to take everybody and say, come on, let's go over here. Look at this
Yes.
beautiful sky. Look at the trees. You know,
Mhm.
look at this wonderful earth that you are
Mhm.
living on. I mean,
Mhm.
she's our home, and she wants you to know her. She wants you to play with her and love her and just enjoy her. Like, come
Mhm.
on, let's go here. That's what I want to do so bad, because I know that that would just totally change things. But I can't
Mhm.
pick up everyone.
Exactly.
you
But you can be the way shower. You can be the representation of that life. Therefore, you don't have to
know.
force people. And that's the thing. You shouldn't force people to, do this, do that, all this stuff. You just be the example. And then they'll be like, oh, that person's got something going for them. Maybe I should try doing what they're doing,
Mm.
Right, and
Definitely.
that's where I'm like, okay, like all of us awakened star seeds and way showers and all this. Keep doing your thing. Keep doing your thing. Don't get distracted. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't look at that, text message about this mass shooting somewhere. Just pray for them. Like, literally our prayer and our love and our connection is so much more powerful.
Mm.
Mhm.
Holding on to that powerful thought of a new vision, this love, because it's love we're talking about. So, and you sort of say you didn't know if it was right or wrong, and I don't see that it's either way. As you said, Cody, you are the way shower. We need to focus and be there and have those persons who are vibrating this energy, holding that energy, showing the way of remembering the importance of go within, enjoy nature, enjoy life, connecting with everything around, and have this vision. And that is actually bringing me back to where we were starting with those who are in the midst of their working careers, and they are in a place where they are confrontational within, because they are having this vision, they have this yearning for be that person who can turn off the television, be this social, just move away, stop being active in a social life, etc., and just be this flower power person. And then they have to show up at work and have this vision of love, the way they want to live, and is confrontational with the way that they have to act and have to be around when they are at work, because their vision isn't compatible with the vision of the work they are performing. So from that taken, because I do know there is a battle within a lot of people right now, because they have to stay put at the work. Let's take healthcare. We do need healthcare persons at hospitals and etc. And they need to be there, and they are so, how should I say, they are not feeling good inside, because they know, as one of you mentioned there, your this whole concept of thinking and healing back is also reflecting upon how you are feeling right now, because mind and body are connected together. So they have this vision of where they want to go with their work, how they should work in the hospitals, on how they should talk maybe more about connecting mind, soul, and body in the healing process at hospital. But the old paradigms in many countries are not allowing that healing process to take place at that type of work. It's separated from, you're disconnecting the soul from the physical body. So there is a frustration for many people. So we definitely need to have like this vision and feeling connected to people who are able to just shut the world that they will not participate within, outside of themselves, and just vibrating this energy of love and compassion, because that is where we want to be. We want to feel this connection with each other, and we need to have these strong role models like you, Reshma, and you, Cody, to be there with your knowledge. And just I love the way that you just went off the grid and detoxed yourself from the Wi-Fi, and that is encouragement to a lot of people. And you are not so active on social media either, Cody, right? So we definitely need you as weight showers. Now I'm gonna let you talk. I have more feelings that I can express at this moment, but let's see here.
No, I
Yeah.
I just know that I know many people actually that do go to work and they are, awake spiritually, and they're just asking spirit to show them how do they walk out of the corporate world. And I just encourage them and, and remind them that all is divine. I mean, where you are right now, you're the light. You're holding the light for whomever. There's a reason for your being there. And fighting where you are is what causes problems.
Mhm.
It causes pain inside of you, it causes anger inside of you. Have to let go. We have to let go of what we think our time is. I should be here. I should be there. No, no, no. I am here. I am here. Thank you.
Love that.
Getting so emotional about this, but talking about, hospitals, I was going to go into the medical world. I even thought about being a doctor. But when I realized how the system is, I couldn't do it. And I left it. And people like hated on me. They're like, you're not going to be a nurse. You're not going to be this. You're not going to be that. What the hell? What are you going to do with your life? Like, there's no money anywhere. Like, like you said you were going to go to school. Why did you quit school? So I got a lot of, flack for doing that. But thinking about the medical field and knowing that there are changes already here, like we have healing abilities, all of us healers out there, and the new technologies and med beds that are going to be available. We have to be patient. I know it sucks, being patient. I feel like we've been too patient. You know what I mean? Like, we've been waiting for so long. Come on. You know what I mean? Let's get this going. Let's heal. Let's heal. There's people that need like body parts and organs. Let's give them the med beds. Like, why are we hiding this from them? Like, why is it taking us so long? What are they, what are they waiting for? Well, let's think about it. It's just us. It always boils down to us. And just working collectively to raise it, bring it to the forefront into reality. I have hopes, but again, it goes down to us, all of us who are available to help, to be pillars of strength for others that are in those fields that just need some guidance and need some encouragement, that it's okay, it's going to be okay. But hey, if you're at work and you're being like abused, you know harassed, all this stuff, if that's happening to you at work, you better figure out your way to leave, because that's not right. I'm not telling anyone stay at the job. If you're being harassed, deal with it. Get yourself, find your way out, talk to HR, whatever you have to do, because that's not good. That's obviously not a place that you should be. Your light is being trampled on. Someone is seeing your light and like doesn't want you there. So yeah, I mean, I think that we need to do more collective coming together with specific prayer. I feel like we should be doing more of that.
Definitely. I love how you sum it
Yeah.
up there, Cody.
Yeah, well, just off of that last thing she said, a small group of people who are acting in cohesion with each other, and positive, with one goal in mind, can overweigh millions of people who are acting separately, doing their own thing in some negative form. So, small bit of positive people can outweigh billions of negative, and so we have a lot of power when coming together. So that's one thing. Mm-hmm. but
Yeah,
also,
powerful
yeah,
being. Yeah.
yes, yeah. And it's also about following passion, because passion is kind of like the direct communication from your higher self to you saying, this is what you really want, like passion, follow it. And so, acting on your passion to the best of your ability without any insistence on what the outcome should be is like a formula that allows you to have the best opportunities, best life, best path to be in the place that's best for you. So, need to get out of that job, follow your passion to the best of your ability without any assumption of how it's supposed to end.
That's perfect
Yeah.
solutions. I love it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely follow your passion and more
Mm.
healing, more healing. And with that, I think that we should leave that if Cody would like to lead us into a healing before we are
Yes,
closing up here. Or do you have anything
yes.
else you want to add? Because I think you said it so beautiful. You both did. You are radiant today, just vibrating
Mm.
out this positive and loving vibration. I so adore you both right now.
Love
Um,
you, Eva. Love you, love you, love you, Eva.
oh,
Mhm.
thank you. Uh,
Yes,
do
yes.
you want to,
Well,
hold this healing, Cody? Because I
yes.
asked Cody before to
Mhm.
do this
Mhm.
distance healing for
Yes,
us
yeah.
all. Mm.
Yeah, I thought of a couple of things before coming in here, but at first I was wanting to take people on like an astral journey, so to speak, of healing, but I think that would probably be a bit too much, if you will. It's a I have this stone, which is plum blossom jade, and it's really good with protection, but protecting you while you're astral traveling. But it's also good for just kind of traveling in general. So, not even just in astral form, but real life. If you're just kind of traveling through life, this is a
Mm.
really good stone. Um, so instead of doing a full astral travel, I'll basically just ask people to follow or to go where their mind takes them, if you will. Not on like a monkey, that type of thing, but just like uh, go where you want to be at the moment in your mind. It doesn't have to be astral travel exactly, just in your mind, visual diary, and all that type of stuff. Um, and so this stone will help uh, with that travel to the place that will make you feel most comfortable, or the place that you just want to be at this moment. Um, and so that's just a simple, good, practice. Just visually be in the place that you want to be, because it raises your vibration and allows you to be in a good place. Okay, so I'll start transmitting the energy now. So you guys will either close your eyes or just be where you are. stay in that place, or you can come back slowly. Energy did seem to be to complete itself. You could probably stay in that place for an hour or more, but it's good to have that completion.
Thank you so much. That was so good. I felt like this is definitely a healing for compassion towards yourself, and the encouragement to stand within your own light, well, even if the environment is a bit hostile. So stand in your own light, shine your own light and vibe high, and be compassionate about. Give compassion to yourself.
Beautiful. Thank you. I
Yes.
felt it very strong, and it did make me feel more protected. It did.
Mm.
So I hope that everyone else felt that. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
had a couple of stages to it. One was like the beginning, it didn't want to have too much energy at the very beginning and kind of overwhelmed, but it kind of grew and grew and grew, and then finally there's just this beam of energy coming on my hand, and so I can definitely feel it. But it was nice. I got to go to my beach that I like.
Well, I definitely felt how it entered the heart space, so I'm sure that the protection is all around us, helping us. So thank you so much, and thank you both for being here. And final words before we close down.
Just go with the flow with love.
Yeah. Follow all of your little breadcrumbs, and don't be afraid to reach out to people, that can provide, what it is that you need. Don't be afraid to start the journey or continue the journey. There is so much love and support, and it's what's needed and what's calling for you. So just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw that Maureen just popped on here. So hi, Maureen.
Hello.
Yeah, definitely. And with that said, if you want to reach out to any of these beautiful persons, you can drop the request in the comment field, and we will pass you on to Cody or Reshma for questioning or answering or help. Otherwise, I hope you will join us again, because we are going live again. We haven't set a date yet, but we will. So thank you for tuning in today, and follow your passion. Follow your passion. Thank you, and thank you, Reshma. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you. Thank you, Cody. Thank you,
Yes,
Eva.
thank you.
See you soon. Bye-bye.